Why do we need a leg ulcer charity in the UK? Well, surprising though it would seem, being a first world country that we are, we actually have a real problem with leg ulcers. At the moment, the standard way that leg ulcers are treated is by compression bandaging, and that's stopping people getting the cure that they could have. Venous leg ulcers account for the majority, at least 70% of all leg ulcers, and probably up to 90%. Venous leg ulcers are often treated by palliation or healed by having compression bandaging, which in the short term does improve things, but unfortunately, as soon as the bandage is taken off, it all comes back again. The underlying cause for almost all of these leg ulcers and the venous side is either varicose veins that you can see or varicose veins that you can't see. In other words, varicose veins where the valves aren't working but the blood is falling down on the inside. And the problem with that is that doctors and nurses with the greatest will in the world can't see what's going on. If that means that you have had a leg ulcer or someone you know has had a leg ulcer and you haven't had a duplex ultrasound scan looking at the veins, then it means you really don't know what's going on, and you shouldn't be consigned to the scrap heap of just having dressings without being offered a chance of a cure. We know that people who have leg ulcers have a terrible quality of life compared to those who don't have leg ulcers, and therefore we really should be curing as many of them as possible. Not only would it make patients' lives better, and of course for those people around them, but it would also save the country money. There's been calculations from a very famous professor in Edinburgh that suggests approximately the cost of curing one leg ulcer by surgery is the same as 1 year of dressing it with compression bandaging. While collecting money and asking for donations for 4 main points. Firstly, empowering patients, their carers and their relatives to know which investigations and which treatments to ask for, because if they're not being offered it, they need to know what to ask for themselves to get cured. Secondly, we're putting money into research. We already have one PhD working through the University of Surrey looking at the effect that leg ulcers have not only on the patient but the extended family. We want that research to continue, and also other research projects to try and help cure more leg ulcers. Thirdly, we want to educate doctors and nurses who treat leg ulcers and stop them looking on it as some chronic condition in all patients, but to think, is there a cure for this patient? Have they had the right investigations? Have they been given the option of the cure? And if we could get them to do that, a whole lot of their workload would disappear and they could concentrate their resources on those who are not curable. Finally, if we can collect enough money, we then want to start making grants to individual patients who need investigations and treatment. If we can do that, that will be the ultimate good that we could do. So we see the role of the Leg Ulcer Charity in the UK to be there to try and help patients or patient relatives or patient carers know whether they can actually find a cure for their leg ulcers. We know from research that at least 50% and probably nearer 60 or 70% of people with leg ulcers at the moment could be cured. That's not just healed temporarily by dressings, but could be cured forever if only they were investigated properly, and then on the basis of that investigations were given the right treatments.